podcast where your nerd card is accepted. And with me today, as always, are my friends and co-hosts. We have Zach.
Hey.
Adam.
Hello.
And I'm Dave. What is up? Happy fucking New Year, everybody. It's been a while since we've done a show, so we were just kind of sitting around and decided we'd do something real quick. So
we're on season 3 now.
Oh my God.
Season 2 of Raddcast is done. We are now on season 3.
Season 3. So how was everybody's holidays, man? Zach, you went out of town for a while. You came back half the man you used to be, is what it looks like.
Yes, yeah. I went to visit my parents in Southern California and had a unfortunate incident with a gas grill because apparently they still use those in California.
Well, Hank Hill would be very happy that you're using a gas.
Yeah, propane and propane accessories. Had it blow up in my face. As you can see, I lost about 3/4 of my beard and pretty much all my hair.
It's all good.
That wasn't on gas, dude. Let's just face it. You're going bald.
Right.
You could have joined the rest of us and put on a hat.
Right.
I whatever. I do what I want.
Reason why I'm sitting so close to the camera right now is because Adam's pointed out the white hairs in my beard, and I was like, oh, crap, there's one really long one that I'm trying to cover up right now. It's like...
Dude, I'm telling you, it's badass, though.
No, I dig it. I actually do. Like, I'm going to go as soon as I'm waiting for it to go all white, and then I can do the whole Santa Claus thing and just be like, what up, bitches?
No, what you need to do is get it all white except one red streak, like off-center.
Yeah. Be like, that's from the blood of my foes or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. You know.
So, what'd you do out in California, man? You went to Star Tours, right?
Oh, God, dude, yeah. We went and saw Star Tours. I went 3 days to Disneyland out there and went on Star Tours each time. I got 2 of the 3 available storylines while I was out there.
Oh, that's cool.
The new Star Tours is just amazing. It really is just absolutely well done.
So how is it compared to the old one? I've been on the old one several times.
You know, the old one will always have that place in my heart because I was there at the opening day in 1987. You know, as a 6-year-old kid, I'm just sitting there and Chewbacca's running around and there's R2-D2 and stormtroopers and all kinds of crazy shit. The new one is... The line hasn't changed a whole lot. Like, you know, the build up to it, you know, they've got R2-D2 and C-3PO out there fixing this
shit.
Yeah. Well, they're fixing the Star Speeder 1000 now. And you know, there's banter going on and all that, and then you go through and it's like you're boarding an airplane kind of deal, but in space.
Airplanes in space.
But you know, this new Star Tours is actually supposed to be like a prequel to the old Star Tours. The 3D is really well done.
I was going to ask you how the 3D was on that, man. Like,
yeah, the 3D was really, really well done. Most of it was set back, but only a few times when it needed to did it come at you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are we talking Captain EO level 3D?
Wow, you had to bring that up, didn't you?
Hey, dude, when Captain EO came out, regardless of all the Michael Jackson shit, dude, when Captain EO came out, that was fucking cool.
No, Captain EO was pretty cool. I would say it was better 3D than Captain EO.
I don't even know what the fuck Captain EO is.
It was a joint project between Lucasfilm and Disney.
Oh, okay.
And it was basically one giant Michael Jackson video.
Oh, yay.
In space.
It was actually... but it was actually really good. It was pretty awesome.
It was pretty well done. The costumes were great, and the special effects were good. There were some Geiger-esque design elements to it.
Tight.
It was pretty cool. This I thought was cool because, you know, the ones I saw, you start off in the spaceport, but somehow instead of the normal pilot, you know, the ace pilot or whatever he is,
yeah.
By some cosmic blunder, C-3PO ends up in the cockpit chair when the thing launches.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd heard that he was a pilot now on this one or whatever.
Yes.
So is he CG?
No, there's an actual C-3PO puppet
Oh, okay.
in there with you.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
what that is that's actually Anthony Daniels in there. That's like his full-time gig now is what it is.
Well, Dave, have you ever been on Star Tours?
No, man, I've never been to Disneyland or Disney World, either one.
Okay, so in the original Star Tours, when you walk in, there is a live C-3PO and R2-D2 animatronic puppets that are having sort of banter back and forth and sort of commenting on the crowd and stuff like that.
Oh, a bit of trivia about those droids. The R2-D2 in the Disneyland Star Tours is one of the original droids from the original trilogy.
Oh, cool.
From episode 4.
Really?
Yeah. He's one of the all aluminum ones. Because they stopped using the aluminum ones after episode 4 because they were just too heavy. So they built fiberglass ones after that.
Oh, okay.
So they donated some of the original aluminum ones to Lucasfilm to use for Star Tours. And what's interesting is you can go along and you can see the dings and dents in the helmets and all the scars from, filming.
Yeah.
And what I noticed was interesting is one of his legs is on backwards.
Really?
Yeah. Because he's in two-wheel mode in the socket for the Star Speeder. And I noticed that one of it, at least, if not the leg, then at least the shoulder hub is backwards. The horseshoe on R2-D2's shoulder is reversed because he's got, on one side, he's got the hydraulic piece and 2 buttons, but in the one on Star Tours, they were on the opposite sides, as they were in the movies.
Awesome.
And only someone like me who spends hours of time looking at pictures of R2-D2 would ever notice that shit.
or just Star Wars fans. I'm surprised nobody's ever called them out on that before. You would figure somebody has been like, hey guys, tap somebody on the shoulder. That R2 unit, yeah.
He's kind of fucked up. Get your Imagineers down here.
Right, it's kind of backwards there, guys.
That is some piss poor Imagineering.
Right. Maybe they'd probably come back and be like, sir, we were Imagineering that. That's the reason why it's backwards. Sorry.
But you go through a little bit farther and you see like the baggage check and all this other kind of stuff, and there's droids operating everything, and they're talking to the crowd, making little jokes here and there and stuff like that. Like one of the guys is like, can you believe this? Some lady tried to smuggle 2 Danishes on her head the other day.
Awesome.
It's pretty cheesy, but it's funny nonetheless. And then you go and you stand in a boarding line and you get on the Star Speeder, and you have an adventure. Like the one I traveled to, you go through Hoth, and you get caught up in the middle of the AT-AT battle.
Oh, that's awesome.
The original one, you actually got to do the Death Star trench, which, was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
This one, there was no Death Star trench, but, in one series, you go to Tatooine, and you go through the pod race. And the whole room is banking and everything else. And, of course, it's all in 3D, and it's really killer ride, man.
Awesome, man.
We went through the planet's core of Naboo.
The planet core.
But we went through the planet core. We almost hit Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, you're coming up and you see him and he ducks out of the way at the last minute. But
Oh, they set that up on purpose.
Yeah.
They're like, we're gonna throw in a little bit of excitement for everybody. Let us try to take out Jar Jar, maybe get him with the propeller or something like that.
But You go through the planet core and you get actually captured by one of the giant beasts down there, and it shakes the whole thing and everything. You're looking down its gullet, but then it kind of spits you out because you blast it. So
Awesome.
all in safe. One of the cool things they do now is you get stopped by either Darth Vader or a probe droid, and it says you're carrying a rebel spy, and it shows a picture of one of your fellow ride members up on the screen. Usually when I did it all 3 times, it was one of the small children, and then it said, "Oh, you're a rebel spy," and then blast them, yada yada yada. You escape. Later on, you get a message from Yoda saying you must deliver this person safely to the rebellion. It's a fun little adventure, and then of course the whole ride empties into the coolest Star Wars store in the history of ever. Star Wars merchandise just coming out your ass.
So did you get any of the Build-A-Droids, man, or?
No, they only have those at Disney World in Florida.
Oh, that's right. Well, see, I'd heard rumors that they were going to start doing that at Disneyland there in California, but I guess they
ain't done it
up yet.
So did they remodel that arcade to be the store, or what did they do?
No, the store has always been there. Star Tours has always emptied into a store.
Yeah.
The arcade is still around the corner next to Space Mountain. But it's cool. They've upped the ante a little bit. They've got really cool figures. They've got a lot of the Disney crossover figures. Like one of my favorites was Stitch as General Grievous. So the little alien Stitch from Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
He's all decked out in Grievous armor, and he's got 6 arms, each holding a lightsaber, and it just looks mean as hell. They had like what is it? Mean Pete. From the old what do you call it? Steamboat Willie cartoon, big dog guy. He was dressed up as Boba Fett, and he had a removable helmet.
From Goof Troop, man.
Yeah, Goof Troop. There you go. You had Goofy as a stormtrooper and as Darth Vader.
Awesome.
My favorite was Donald Duck as Darth Maul.
Oh man! If I knew they would have had that, I would have had you pick that up for me because I was wanting to get that at Celebration 6, and they sold out of it. That was like they had so many of these figures each day, and they sold out of that one like super damn quick, man. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, they had Donald Duck as Darth Maul, and they had him everywhere. They had a large maquette, they had stuffed animals. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff. There was a T-shirt that if money was no object, I would have picked up about 100 of them and just passed them out to my 501st and Mando Mercs buddies.
Oh, yeah.
But it was a bunch of stormtroopers, and they were all holding up a sign that says "available for birthday parties."
That's awesome.
But yeah, all in all, I give the new Star Tours an A+, man. I really think they've outdone themselves with this one.
Well, I want to talk about my one really favorite Christmas present that I got real fast, man. I got the Toys R Us exclusive vintage package Millennium Falcon.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Oh, Jesus. Like, I can't even explain I'll be honest, man. Like, what happened was I went with my brother going to pick up Christmas gifts for my nieces and nephews, and I saw that at Toys R Us, and I was like, oh, man, I've got to have this. So I put it on layaway, and my parents found out about it, and they're like, oh, you know what? You want that for Christmas? Because we don't know what to get you. I was like, yeah, that would be awesome. So I just gave them the receipt, and they went and took it off a layaway for me and gave it to me for Christmas. But it's like the best damn Christmas gift pretty much ever. Like, it was just downright amazing, man.
Now, that's basically the reissue of the vintage one, correct?
No, it's not. It's the one that they came out with a couple of years ago, I guess about 5 years ago. Everybody calls it the BMF, the Big Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
And it's got the little escape pod or the gunship on the side of it, the gravity well. It's full of all sorts of sounds and lights, and it's huge. I mean, ask Adam. It takes up pretty much the whole kitchen table here.
Kitchen table, yeah.
Jesus.
BMF stands for big motherfucker.
Right.
Yeah, no, exactly. but it's amazing. The detail on it is great. It actually came with two figures, which is kind of unheard of nowadays. Usually you buy a vehicle and it's like action figures not included. Even the AT-AT only came with one driver, and then you had to go out and buy another driver and a commander because you have to have the right staff for your vehicles. People,
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's crucial.
Yeah.
Like I hate it when the fighters don't come with a droid.
Oh man. Well, what drives me nuts is I have a Y-wing in my room right now that's sitting like pilotless because they haven't released a Y-wing pilot that wasn't in a Toys R Us exclusive pack yet. So
yeah.
Although I did get an R5 for it, so I've got my R5D4 in my Y-wing, but
right
I need a Y-wing pilot. So I'll be honest, the way I am, that is driving me absolutely insane, like downright insane. Like I can't rest.
Hold on, I'll show you something. This is actually the pride of my collection right here.
Dude, that's awesome.
Is my vintage Kenner Millennium Falcon.
Wow, man. So is that yours from actually whenever you were a kid, or?
No, I picked this. I used to have this one when I was a kid, but I actually picked this one up at Fan Days a couple of years ago. JJ actually bought it for me for my birthday. Picked it up for $70.
No fucking way, dude. That's a great price, man.
It's complete, except it's missing a couple of the decals.
Oh, really?
So what I was going to do, because it's kind of this faded, beige color.
Well, that's okay. I was about to say, because right now it looks pretty good, man.
No, it's you can't tell because of the light, but it's actually kind of a faded yellowed beige color.
Well, it's hard to find them that aren't faded.
Yeah.
It's almost, they have to be in kept in great condition to not have that. So.
Oh yeah. So what I'm actually planning on doing is grabbing my airbrush and going down on it and trying to make it look more like the movie. To make it look more like the movie Falcon.
Yeah. You go down on it. I couldn't keep from it. But yeah. No, do you know what? Well, I guess they were all the same back then. All they did was they did a lot of repackaging back then. But of course, they released the Falcon and, Star Wars packaging, Empire Strikes Back packaging, and in Return of the Jedi packaging. So
right.
I guess I was going to ask if you knew what line that was from, but
not a clue. I'm sure if I looked at the indicia on it, because I know it's probably on there somewhere.
Yeah.
It'll probably tell me what year it was released, and then I could go from there. But I haven't gone that far into depth on it.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed though is that the rear thrusters on it are red.
Really?
Yeah.
So have you tried throwing any batteries in it to see if the sound effects still work on it, or?
I have not. Yeah, you can see here.
Okay, no, that's how mine were also on my vintage.
Yeah.
Because I still have the one that I had whenever I was a kid, and it's got crayon and all like this type of crap all over. I know it. I need to take dilute some alcohol and take some alcohol to it and clean all that crayon off, and I'd like to really restore my old one.
Yeah.
But that's whenever I have more room than what I have right now. So
what I'm planning to do with that one is actually take all the decals off of there and use paint effects for everything.
Yeah.
But hey, Adam, keep it down over there, will you? We're trying to have a conversation.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry about that, guys.
Son of a bitch. So we saw something in your room earlier. I saw your R2 body back there, but we saw something in your room. We saw something in your room earlier before we started broadcasting. A cool little Mando helmet, man. Why don't you show that off real fast?
Sure thing. This is it's called the Night Owl helmet, and this is made by Scarata Arms.
All right.
You can get in touch with them on Facebook. But this is based on the Bo-Katan helmet from the Clone Wars series. And it actually has two ear caps that aren't attached at the moment. And a rangefinder and the whole kit and caboodle. But, like I said, this is based on the Bo-Katan helmet from the Clone Wars series. And it's called the Night Owl because of the nice little, owl-shaped eyes. Kind of gives a look like a bird. It's made out of really good resin. It's actually a dream to work with. When it comes, this whole visor area is filled in, and then it's got some mold stuff around here.
You actually have to cut all that out. And
yeah, you got to cut all that out and do all the work. This is for a friend of mine by the name of Shannon, and she's actually asked me to help her build her custom Mando.
Oh, cool.
And we're basing it all off of this helmet.
So is that the color that it actually comes in, or is that going to be the color of her armor?
This is the color of her armor. It actually comes in the natural resin color, which is kind of an off-white.
Yeah.
These things are tough, man. I've got my personal helmet is made out of the same material, and I dropped it down my stairs one day, and it just bounced down my stairs, and it's still good to go.
Awesome.
A little bit of scuffing, a little bit of weathering, But, yeah, I'm actually really liking this helmet. An interesting point of fact, it's one of the few helmets I can actually get my head into.
That's good to know, because I'm part of the Big Dome crew myself, and it's hard for me to find hats that fit my head most of the time. So,
I couldn't wear it comfortably, but I can get my head in it.
Awesome.
So,
doesn't smash your nose down any.
Well, all Mando helmets do that. If they don't, you're not doing it right. I mean, Jeremy Bullock complained to the Boba Fett helmet smashing his nose. So,
that just keeps it in place, I guess.
It's authentic.
Right. Awesome.
So, we've all now seen The Hobbit. And, of course, Adam, you did your broadcast with Cospod on The Hobbit.
I sure did.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, Adam, for those of us who haven't seen it?
About the show or the movie?
Yes.
I like that answer. Yes.
Just something to talk and not let's see. Well, we talked about it, and we both enjoyed it. Like, it's not the greatest movie ever, and I think Dave has a varying opinion from mine.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'll get into my opinion if you want to, or do you want to do yours first? Like,
I'll just say this: it's not going to be. My thing was it wasn't going to be super accurate to the book because there's certain things that they were doing either film wise or character wise that they have to do just to make the movie flow. I am of the thought process that the book is extremely boring, and it's hard to take a book like that and then transfer it to film and have it be interesting.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Whenever I saw the movie, like I said, I didn't hate the movie. Like, whenever I watched it, I actually did enjoy it. It didn't feel like I sat there for, how long is it? Like 2 hours and 45 minutes or something?
Something like that, yeah.
I mean, it's a long movie, but I didn't feel like I sat there that long. So I did enjoy the movie. And I can't agree with you more on the book is uber boring. The only way I was able to get through the book is I was listening to it on audio that I got through audible.com, by the way. And I could. The only way I was able to get through it is it was keeping me busy at work, pretty much. So I mean, even Zach, even you said you couldn't get through the second chapter of the book or whatever.
First, actually.
First chapter.
Yeah, I could not get through the first chapter of the book before I put it down and picked up a Thor comic.
Yeah, but here's. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's how I am. I've got The Hobbit, and then I've got my latest issue of Iron Man. So
I remember because I was reading it on the toilet, believe it or not, because that's where I do the majority of my reading.
By the way, look how badass that Iron Man armor is, dude.
Oh, speaking of which, Adam, I don't know if you'll be that is a badass cover, but you might be, well, I don't know if you'll be happy to know, but I hear that the Iron Man 3 movie figures are starting to hit.
Yeah, I mean, there's a...
Holy jeez.
Yeah, it's the semi-War Machine prototype for the new Iron Man suit.
It almost it's reminiscent of the Hulkbuster armor.
That's what it is. It's a version, it's kind of a version of the Hulkbuster. I've started, like, having these mailed to me because I'm tired of my comic book shop like fucking up my orders. like giving me Spider-Man comics.
Oh
And,
God.
And our mills can't seem to get their delivery right.
You know what? They've finally. I mean, like the corners got a little bit of little bit of bump right there, but not near as bad as the first 2 issues, dude. Okay, so all my first issues were coming in like this, like
Folded.
they folded the mail right into it, and I had to go up to the post office twice and be like, look, dude, it's like $4 a comic. Cut it out. They're like, well, all we could do is just reprimand the postal carrier, and I was like, then do it. Reprimand them, because it's obvious on the package. It says "Do not bend." Sorry, that's my little
Rant.
Yeah, it is Crumb, Texas, so
We don't know about them there comic books and funny books y'all order.
Yeah.
You people read around here? What the hell you meaning by, boy? God damn it, I just don't know. But
damn it, Bobby.
So getting back onto the Hobbit thing real fast, because I want to, I just like I said, I did enjoy it. I was entertained by it, but the things that I did not like were the parts that I really enjoyed in the book that they did in the movie that weren't from written appendixes or whatnot. But like the part with the trolls, totally butchered the trolls. Because whenever Bilbo gets caught by the trolls in the forest, Bilbo got caught by the trolls in the forest because he was pickpocketing the trolls, trying to prove his abilities as a thief. And it wasn't because he was trying to steal the knife; it was because he was trying to pickpocket the troll. And then they totally butchered that. Gandalf was the one that kind of sidetracked the trolls. And all he does in that is he comes up, cracks a rock, and they get turned to stone. It's like, come on, dude. I don't know. That really upset me. There was a few other things that upset me, but like what really, I guess what really gets me, and y'all know I'm a fan of the prequels. So whenever I say this, I mean you got to kind of take it with a grain of salt. But like what gets me is people can sit there and bitch and moan about how George Lucas raped their childhood with the prequels. And then Peter Jackson takes a book that was published in 1935 and totally just like does whatever in the hell he wants to with it, and everybody pretty much fucking praises him for it, man.
But this movie hasn't gotten a lot of praise, though.
Yeah, okay.
That's the thing. This movie's been slammed back and forth, and the backlash that's coming out now is like people are like, it's not as bad as what people are saying it is.
Yeah.
As far as like the Bilbo thing, in my opinion, that's you're in a modern day climate, even though they're hiring him as a thief, he's not really a thief, and he wasn't in the book, but they're trying to still promote that sort of like, oh, he's not a bad guy, he wouldn't go out and steal, really, and so I can see where they make that choice and telling. I thought the troll scene was pretty funny. I enjoyed it.
No, it was funny, but I think they tried to play for laughs too much on it, honestly.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, I think they did that with the Goblin King as well, with Rotom Chin,
When I saw the Goblin King, all I could think was he doesn't look a damn thing like David Bowie.
Did you guys know that David Bowie actually wanted the part of Elrond?
Really?
That would have worked.
In the Lord of the Rings movies, he was one of the people that was like trying really hard to get that part.
That would have worked really well, I think. I mean, not that Hugo Weaving did it bad or anything, but I think that David Bowie would have also worked very well.
Dude, David Bowie kind of would have been awesome to have.
I could have just seen like David Bowie going
juggling balls.
Frodo, do you like my nipple antennae, Frodo?
How many times do you think they would? How many times do you think they would have shown his crotch?
Right, Frodo's in space. Sorry, I had to go to Flight of the Conchords. I couldn't keep up. Yeah, how many times?
You remind me of the troll.
Right. Oh,
troll with the power. But my take on the movie, the beefs I had with it weren't anything story related because, as I said, I couldn't get through the first chapter. The Hobbit could be about an epic space battle between Jesus and a Tyrannosaur, for all I know.
That sounds like a pretty fucking good book, if you ask me, though. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, oh, yeah.
Zach's the Hobbit.
Be like Hamlet 2. But
I think we just found the title for this episode: Jesus versus a T-Rex.
my issues with it were more cinematic choices that they made.
I'll agree with that. I'll say that there's as much as I love Sylvester McCoy as Doctor Who, Raddcast just seemed really thrown in there to me.
Yeah, he seemed like he was shoehorned in there. One problem I really had with it was one of the same problems I have with the Star Wars prequels. CGI orcs.
Yeah.
Like, okay, in the original, now I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings guy, but one thing I enjoyed was that all the orc scenes in the original movie had guys in costumes.
Yeah, they were actual extras.
Right, they were extras. Sure, they filled in with CGIs in the background and whatnot, but the ones that were on camera for the most part were guys in costumes, actors portraying these orcs. And all the orcs in The Hobbit were CGI. And this is the same problem we had with Stormtroopers versus clone troopers.
Yeah.
You know. And it wasn't so bad that it was CGI, it's that it was obviously CGI to me.
Yeah, and I'd mentioned that on the previous show. There was kind of too much CGI. And Amber's point, Amber was saying that there was something about, like, if they make it too realistic, then it freaks people out. Freak me out, man.
Freak me out. I want to believe this is actually happening.
Make it as real as possible is what I say, man. Like, I'll be honest, man. After I saw the Lord of the Rings trilogy, like, I was like wondering, like, how bad the teeth must be in New Zealand. Like, I was like, is that their real teeth? If that's the case, the dentist could go to New Zealand and make a fucking killing, man. What the hell, you know? But yeah.
I also there one other thing that kind of bothered me, and how should I put this? Pretty dwarves.
Oh yeah.
Like the guys who were all like GQ model dwarves.
No, exactly.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Keely and Feely.
Yeah, those two and the prince.
Yes, Thorn.
Now that was another thing that we had talked about on the other show was because if you guys, I don't know if it felt this way to you, but there's it felt sort of disjointed a little bit, and that kind of comes out of the fact that essentially you had two director visions going on at the same time. Mm-hmm. You had Peter Jackson, who was supposed to be like a producer or executive producer on the movie, and then you had Guillermo,
right,
who was scheduled to be the director for it. The at least to me, and other people might disagree with me, but the dwarves' design looks different from Lord of the Rings.
A little bit, but I could see where they would mix too.
Yeah.
I didn't see really any incontinuity there. What bothered me was when I think of a dwarf. Now, granted, most of my dwarf exposure comes from playing World of Warcraft, but you know, when I think of a dwarf, I think, you know, big nose, heavy brow, you know, big epic beard. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, bulbous noses, man. No, that's exactly what it was, and that's, to me, like, that's what threw me off. Where they showed like Thorn, Oakenshield, and you know, Keely and Feely. I was like, these guys don't look like dwarves, man. They almost look more like halflings or hobbits. Hobbits.
That's a baby hobbit.
That's a dwarf and a hobbit getting it on there. Hobbits.
Right. Maybe throwing a little bit of elf in there or something like that, just for the hell. But
that's some kinky shit right there, guys.
Right? I mean, to me, like, I mean, even though maybe Keely and Feely are part royalty also or whatever, but like to me the royalty god damn dude, why am I keep wanting to call them hobbits?
Dwarves.
Even though the royalty dwarves should have still had the big bulbous nose, man, and looked like the other dwarves to me. Not like, oh well, he is royalty, so he's going to be more pretty.
I mean, hell, Prince Charles has a big bulbous nose, right?
Right, exactly.
Well, I'm thinking maybe they're dwarves that aren't like good at being dwarves.
So what? They're not good at being loud and drinking beer?
No, they're just they don't like. Okay, so in the dwarf community, like it was in Lord of the Rings they say like even the women are hard to tell from the men.
Yeah.
And so these guys are just sort of like retarded dwarves.
Right.
Well,
they can't grow facial hair and stuff like that,
That was one thing that I wanted to applaud the movie on, was that we actually got to see some female dwarves at the very beginning. I mean, they were only on screen for a split second, but I thought that was really cool. Just seeing some female dwarves with their whiskers and stuff like that.
Yay for hairy women.
Well, I'm not saying, I want to go boink one of them. I'm just saying that, I think that's an interesting design choice for the movie to actually show that, and not show normally pretty women.
Yeah.
In fact, JJ saw it. She's like, I could totally do a female dwarf costume.
That'd be pretty fucking tight, actually, man.
and her, she'd do it.
Oh, yeah.
So
tell her she now has a new challenge set in front of her.
I've always said Dave should be a dwarf and I should go be a hobbit.
Right.
One of these shows. I just don't want to shave this off. So
I just don't know if I can walk around on my knees all day long, man.
Well, no, proportionate wise though, we would match up.
That's true.
We'd use forced perspective. It'd be okay.
Yeah,
Right.
it's fine. Yeah, we just stand further back
Yeah.
from the crowd. It'd
Exactly.
be great.
We just make everybody stand away from us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like normal for me anyway. So, yeah.
I'm actually working on growing. I'm gonna grow all of this out and try and have a Gimli beard. It's probably gonna fail miserably, but that's beside the point.
That would be pretty badass. I keep wanting to do that myself, but like once it gets to like a certain length, I'm just like, I get this little flip out over here on the side, and I'm like, it fucking drives me absolute insane. I can't do it. I wind up shaving it off. I'm like, fuck you, beard. Like,
The other day at Disneyland, I totally had a beard world problem. We went and had breakfast, and I had pancakes and shit at the Blue River.
Oh yes.
Dude, I got syrup right down. And this is back, my beard was still long in the at that point, and I just got syrup all the way down the front of it, and I could not find a place to wash it out. I ended up washing it out at a drinking fountain on the Pirates of the Caribbean.
So
That's awesome.
you just flip it in and.
Well, I did that first, and then JJ said, "Oh my God, you're disgusting. Get away from me."
Is that one of those things where you start talking and it starts flapping back and forth and like just giving everybody like the rain shower and stuff like that because it's all wet? You're like, rah.
Oh, it was just that thick, nasty maple syrup just all up in the beard, dude. And it was starting to dry and get kind of,
Yeah, but your goatee or your beard smelled like maple syrup for the whole day, though.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome. It smelled like breakfast all day long. Kind of like when you're eating fried chicken and you just can't keep that shit out, You get some original recipe or some extra crispy from KFC and you just find crumbs in it like 3 days later after you've showered and everything.
Dave's turning into an indie kid.
I see that.
This is my official dwarf beard look is what it is.
The dream of the 90s is alive in Portland.
It's after seeing
I just saw that episode the other day, like the 1890s.
Yeah. Dude, I go to school with those guys. I swear to God. We have so many damn hipsters in school, it's not even funny.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I am just south of Austin.
Yeah. So you get the overflow is what it is.
That's exactly what it is. When Austin can no longer be filled, they come to San Marcos.
Like Austin reaches their peak limit of hipsters. Like, you gotta move. He kicks them out.
They kick them down.
Population, and then it's got hipster population too full.
Right. I don't know why I was like actually making a kicking motion here in my chair, and I'm like, nobody can fucking see that, Dave. Like,
And this is why we can't have nice things.
Right, exactly.
But
What would be funny is if we were still doing audio, you'd still would have kicked and nobody would have seen it anyway. Either, so
Exactly
we're
right.
good.
but yeah, you know, the hipsters with their 1890s facial hair and shit. And I actually saw one guy the other day who had like suspenders and a bolo tie and and all that. And I'm just like,
Uh,
and he
Now,
looked like a bartender in Tombstone.
no, I went into there's this really posh ass bar here in Denton called Pascal's, and it's just really fucking pretentious, man. Like I've actually got a
called
pretty
passe.
yeah, right. But I've actually got a pretty funny story about it. Like I'd gone out drinking one night with this buddy of mine after work, and we started off like downstairs. It's like 3 levels. And the basement's like this really cool ass bar. And mid-level, they have like bands play. They have a stage and another bar, and then upstairs is this really posh ass bar called Pascal's. Well, we started off downstairs to Andy's and started drinking down there. And my buddy went up there to meet this chick, and she wanted to go up to Pascal's and go see what it was like or whatever. So we go up to Pascal's, man, and this is my first time ever in this place. And first off, you have to walk up this damn steep-ass staircase that makes you feel like you're climbing a ladder to begin with. So, like, we get up there, and I open up the door, and as soon as I open up the door, I was like, holy shit, this place is pretentious as fuck. But, of course, as soon as I say that, the music dies, and it's completely and totally quiet. And, like, with my voice, dude, it just, like, boomed across the bar, and I was like, oh, damn it.
It's like when you tell somebody you just ripped a huge-ass fart right as the record cuts out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I had a great. I mean, they've got really good beer up there. I had this one beer called La Fin de Mon, and it was really, really good. But it was really fucking expensive. It was an $8 beer. One beer, $8, man. So yeah, kind of felt like I should have got a reach around for that. But yeah, the bartender. What brought this story up was the bartender was straight up hipster kid. Like he was wearing, like you said, suspenders with like the vest.
Yeah.
And then like he had like the curly handlebar mustache. And like what I like to call the broccoli haircut, where it's shaved really short on the side and then goes up, and it was all curly up top and stuff.
Yeah,
like looks like a stalk of broccoli almost. And I was just like, oh Jesus, man, what the hell? Like, I'm sorry, dude, we're not in Tombstone.
Well, the good thing is though, you can get mustache wax again. So I've had to get mustache wax for my goatee because I have like my goatee actually indents here.
Yeah,
mine does too.
Out.
What I always used was the same pomade I used to use in my hair back when I had a pompadour.
And that's all it is, dude.
Yeah.
Like you can just go get the like kind of firm can of cream. It's the same. It's the same exact shit. You're just.
I used the Murray's pomade.
I was about to call it. I was like, you used Murray's, didn't you? Damn it.
Yeah, I totally did. I totally used Murray's.
Yeah.
I still use it in my beard when it's long.
Yeah.
But you know, speaking of exaggerated beer prices, my brother, because you know I do all the historical stuff.
Yeah.
My brother for Christmas got me a really thoughtful gift, and it was this. It was like a pirate's version of medieval times. So it was dinner and a show, basically.
That actually sounds really badass. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds that way, doesn't it? It was a fun night, but it was smothered in cheese sauce. First off, nobody told me it was a musical.
What's the matter with cheese sauce? Like you're like, it was smothered in cheese sauce. I'm like, hold on, dude, cheese sauce is fucking epic. What are you talking about?
I don't think it's like our 6 pounds of cheese sauce. Dude.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not. It's no. It was a musical. It was very bright, and there's a lot of dancing.
It was a Vegas show.
Basically, yeah. But the food was excellent. But dude, you go out to the bar area, $25 for a frickin' big old beer.
What the fuck? Like, dude, okay, man. Like, I understand. Like, the prices in California are pretty goddamn ridiculous. I was there in 2001. Then I bought this chick a double screwdriver and me a bottle of Bud Light, and it was $18. So I can imagine that they're pretty damn expensive. But holy shit balls, Batman.
Oh, but it came in a souvenir cup, shaped like a boot.
Ooh, hey. So you were drinking Das Boot then, pretty much, huh?
Yeah, basically.
You can't get a beer in a boot in Texas.
Oh, you can during you can
You
during
can
German.
down in New Braunfels during Oktoberfest.
Yeah, I was about to say. Hey, I kicked the Das Boots ass during German Fest or Oktoberfest up on Fry Street this year, man.
That was supposed to be sarcasm, guys.
Oh, okay. I
Oh,
got you.
yeah, we missed that.
Yeah.
Is it really sarcasm if all those people intended to hear it missed it?
Right.
No, but yeah,
That's just how I roll. That's my level of
you're
sarcasm.
so sarcastic that,
Flies over.
you're kind of a
everybody's
hypocrite
head.
yourself. You know that? With the whole, it's so underground you didn't even get it. You've probably never even heard of it.
Yeah, I was doing it long before anybody else was using sarcasm.
But yeah, like $25 for a big old beer. Some of the cocktails were like $50 for the same size, dude.
Jesus Christ, man.
I'm like, yeah, I'll stick to my Coke. Hey, could you put a little grenadine in that so I feel like it's at least a mixed drink?
Right.
And that was $8 for the first one, dollar refills after that. Moving right along to more geek-related stuff. What about Alcon coming up? I know we kind of talked about that. What are we doing?
We'll have to see where I'm. I'll have to see what's going on with my personal life at that point in time.
Right.
I'm working on getting a new job,
Right.
and so I might have it off to do it. I might not.
Well, I will certainly be there.
I will be there. I don't
Dave
know
will
if
be there.
yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get a room this time, but I will definitely be there for sure. So.
Well, I know JJ and I are getting a room because I get way too damn hammered not to get a room.
Yeah.
It's a good place to get hammered at, though.
It is a fantastic place to get hammered. It's the only place I've ever been where you can get hammered and watch two Princess Leias have a fight on a king-size mattress.
When did this happen, and why wasn't I there?
2009, I watched two slave Leias, good-looking slave Leias, mind you, have a pillow fight on a king-size mattress, one of which was wearing roller skates.
Oh, okay. I know one that you're talking about, actually. Yeah, okay. Kick ass, man.
We used to skate with Assassination City under the name Calypso Crash.
Okay.
But or Calypso, one of those.
Stuff and things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all kinds of good stuff. Now, like I said, I'll be there. Dave will be there. Adam's still a maybe.
I'm a strong maybe. I mean, I've already got my pass
Okay.
to be there. I just don't know if I don't know if I'll be there for the entire run like I normally am.
Right.
But I'll at least make Saturday or something. Well, yeah, I'll make Saturday for sure.
Are we still doing the joint show, Adam?
Maybe.
Yeah.
We're not doing it as like we did last year, where we had a room booked and all that stuff, like a panel.
Right.
If we do it, it's going to be probably at All Geeks Table, which is more fun anyway.
Yeah.
It would be cool to go back and do, shitty movie prices right and stuff like that, but we're just we just didn't hit the time frame to get it, so that's all that was. But I know Cospod's going to be out there, and I know Jeff is going to be out there. All Geek hasn't done a show in almost a year, so we're going to be we'll have Jeff on and all that stuff hopefully, and maybe if we run into some of the other geek podcasts, we can invite them on as well. We'll just have to see how it goes, man. This year is going to be definitely like, well, we'll just see what happens.
Fellowship of the Podcasts.
Yes.
You have my microphone.
You have my audio system.
And my voice. There we go. I was going to say balls, but I was like, why not?
I was thinking headphones, but whatever.
My hat.
You
But,
have our beards.
Exactly.
welcome to Beardcast.
Well, if I get this job, this thing's going out. This thing's going.
You poor man.
No, not going away.
Oh, going out.
Going out.
Got it.
I would like to braid mine. Dave, yours is epic and all, but I want to have like a cool braid.
Yeah.
Dude, if you guys haven't seen it already, you need to check out this show on Netflix called Mansome.
Oh, I've seen it.
Yes, we've seen it.
We're gonna do a fresh balls review actually. So we'll be getting some fresh balls and we'll distribute it out to each one of us. We might have to do that for all con.
Yes, that would be the perfect place to test it.
Test it in a con setting.
Dude, do you have any idea how much Gold Bond I go through at all con? It's not even funny.
Right?
So that would be the perfect place to test fresh balls.
Exactly. So it'll be pretty fucking epic. Oh, I just farted, by the way.
So how do your balls feel today, Dave?
We'll have to do the. I don't know if we'll do the smell test or anything like that, but we'll be like
the swamp ass podcast.
Like, how do you feel? So,
welcome to Swampcast.
I feel fresh and I don't have Batwing. Thank you.
Right.
And nearly, that's what's important.
I always called that snow speeder back in the day whenever I was a kid. Snow speeder?
How the fuck do you...
You got some fucked up angles, sir.
No, dude. Like, I don't know what it was, but like sitting in the bathtub as a little.
You know, the only scary thing about this is I'm kind of picturing Dave in a bubble bath.
Just like...
And he's like 6 years old, but he's still got a beard.
Right? Stretching out the nutsack, pretending it's a snow speeder going... like...
Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh.
That's the reason why I started laughing whenever I started saying it. I was like, I've already gone this far. I might as well go ahead and tell the rest of the story.
Oh.
All right, name of this episode is either T-Rex versus Jesus or Snowspeeder. One of the two, man. That's all there is to it. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. I like Snowspeeder.
All right. Oh, Jesus.
But,
that actually made me cry. I got a little bit emotional on that one.
Oh, Jesus.
So The Warriors is on Netflix.
Like the Warriors come out and play Warriors?
Yeah.
No shit. That was a good flick.
Dude, I love that flick. Yeah.
I mean, it's a good flick as long as you're not looking for too much.
No, it's... I had to show it to Gabby because she's never seen it.
Yeah.
And then she fell asleep through it. So,
I've never seen it either.
Really? Get on fucking Netflix and watch it, dude. It's a good flick.
Man, I've been geeked out on it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, so I'll probably watch that tonight. Sunday night's movie night, but so we'll see.
Man, it's just, you got to watch it for the baseball furies alone.
Yeah. Yeah, those guys are awesome. I actually saw King Kong for the first time tonight, like the new Peter Jackson one, not the original.
I couldn't bring myself to watch it.
Yeah, I can concur with that. No, I actually enjoyed it, but I'm a Kong purist. I love the original 33 King Kong was one of my favorite movies. Still is one of my favorite movies to this day. But we were at HEB and they had like $2 movies in like cardboard cases, and one of them was King Kong, and I was like, I've never seen this, and JJ goes, well, then put it in the cart because you're gonna watch it. Okay.
Right.
Because we went to Universal Studios when we were in Cali, and of course King Kong's everywhere at Universal Studios.
Yeah.
They redesigned the backlot tour with King Kong, and now it's all like 360-degree 3D vision and all kinds of crazy shit because the original burnt down a couple years ago.
We want you to feel the monkey snot. Just
basically, yeah. Um, so we watched King Kong, and it was good, but it wasn't great. It certainly wasn't Peter Jackson's strongest offering.
Yeah, I haven't seen the new one. I've seen the old one, and I was so young that I can't really remember too much of it. But
Yeah.
Well,
I think it's.
and I'll say this for everybody who was like massively disappointed in The Hobbit. Have you seen Peter Jackson's movies before Lord of the Rings?
Right.
Dead Alive, wasn't that one of them?
What was it? Meet the Feebles?
Meet the Feebles is what I was more or less referring to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he was an Evil Dead type of director beforehand, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, I won't get into Evil Dead and there being a remake.
Oh, dude, have you seen the fucking trailer for that though?
No, I'm just not interested, man.
Oh, dude, it's pretty brutal looking. I don't think I'll be watching this Evil Dead, to tell you the truth, man. It looks pretty damn scary, man. Like it does. Like it's pretty nasty looking.
If it doesn't have Ash, it's not Evil Dead. That's all I'm going to say on the matter.
Yeah, there's that, and then of course, like the big thing was that I was reading for a long time was that they had Ashton Kutcher was going to be in it as the Ash character, and he's not, which is fine. But I'm excited for the little biopic that they're going to do over Steve Jobs, who they actually got Ashton Kutcher for, and since he looks like a young Steve Jobs, that might actually work.
Cool.
Well, we know how you have a man crush on Steve Jobs.
Yeah, it's my.
But one other thing that might interest you guys. While I was in California, we went to the Disney California Adventure. Are you guys a fan of Pixar movies?
Oh yeah.
And who isn't really?
Right. Yeah. No.
Shut up, Adam. Hey, Steve Jobs was an executive producer on most of them.
He was, and I don't have a thing against. I don't have anything against Pixar movies. I like some of them, and I can leave some of them. The Incredibles was pretty awesome. But,
well, California Adventure just opened up Cars Land.
Oh, okay. How was that, man?
All right. You literally walk into Radiator Springs.
Oh, that's cool.
Like, the exact setup from the movie, how it's laid out in the movie, is exactly how it's laid out. It's all to scale. Each building actually serves a function similar to what it does in the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
So is this similar to like going to Toontown? Yeah.
Similar.
Like Toontown wasn't like super accurate or anything like that.
No,
it was just like
this one is super accurate. In fact, I went back and watched the movie on my dad's 60-inch TV on Blu-ray, and yeah, everything is super accurate. Like if you remember in the movie Fillmore, the hippie van, who was voiced by George Carlin.
Yeah.
He had the biodiesel stuff going on, and that building is actually like a fruit stand.
Oh, that's cool.
The next door is Sarge's Surplus, the Jeep.
Yeah.
It's your vending, or not your vending, your merchandise. Different merchandise from around. But they've got it down to like his perfectly manicured lawn and his flagpole is out there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Next door is Doc's like hospital. Doctor's office. I can't remember what that was because I didn't actually go in there. But then right next door to that is Flo's V8 Cafe, and it's a diner. You actually walk in there and order food, and they've got tables and shit. And,
I didn't go in there. I didn't get a Whopper.
But I mean, all the little details. They've got Luigi's Tire Shop, which is actually a ride where you ride around in these big tires, and it's like a giant air hockey table. So they got these big vents that push the tires up, and you just kind of cruise around and bump into each other.
Oh, that's cool.
And then the main attraction, of course, is the Radiator Springs Grand Prix or whatever. It's a race, and you wait in the line. As you go through the line, like Disney does, they've got cool things to look at and stuff like that. Then you get in these cars they hold 6 people. They've got the face on the front and everything. And you start off, you're going through the town, there's the sheriff, and he's telling you stuff, and then Mater shows up. The animatronics are brilliant. I mean, these cars come out, you see the mouths move, the eyes move, and everything, and they look right at you, And the mouths actually move, like, in sync with what they're saying.
Oh, that's cool.
And then, you and Mater go tractor tipping, and you actually see the tractors go, And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, we got to get you ready for the big race. So they send you through Ramon's, and it's like, it's Cheech Marin's voice going, Ramon will fix you up right, man. And you get sprayed down with like a mister, like you're getting painted. And then all of a sudden the doors open up, you're outside, and it takes you from like 0 to 50 miles an hour in 2 seconds.
Holy crap.
And you're flying through the canyon, and the canyon is built exactly like it is in the movie. They've even got like the Cadillac taillight rock formations and all that kind of stuff. And you're banking on turns. You're literally like this, banking around corners.
So doing like almost 45 degrees and stuff like that. Then,
oh, way more than 40.
Oh, really? Awesome.
I mean, you're seriously, it's probably
probably
almost
close to
90.
like 90. Yeah, I don't know what the hell is. Yeah.
And you're looking down at the other car, going like 50 miles an hour, and there's big hills and everything. You go weightless a couple of times. And the ride is actually pretty long. I'd say it's a good 1.5 to 2 minute ride.
Oh, that's cool.
Most roller coasters 30 seconds. And well worth the 45 minutes we waited for it. Everybody else was waiting like 3 hours, but we all chose to go single rider. So we got on quicker, but
yeah,
well worth it. And then you go out into Ramon's paint shop, and they've got all kinds of cool gear, and they've got like garage shirts and garage jackets and stuff that say Ramon's with the pinstriping on them and everything else. But the whole thing is done excellently well. Disney really did this right.
The last time I was at Disneyland, that was a strawberry field.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's how long ago it was for me.
I remember that.
I used to when we would go to the RV park that was there next to the strawberry field. That's where we would stay at.
Yeah.
My parents were big into RVs, and so we would go to the RV park and go to Disneyland across the street.
Mm-hmm.
And I would always play the arcade games at the RV park because they had X-Men.
Mm-hmm. There's a new arcade that just opened up here in San Marcos called the Joystick.
I've heard of the Joystick.
Okay.
The Jolly Stick.
Well, I gotta say, when my friend called me up and said, "Hey man, you want to go to the Joystick?" I was a little apprehensive.
Right.
But
you're like, I'm not really into the gay scene, man. But hey,
as much as I get confused for it, I'm not a bear. But we went, and they have X-Men. They've got Mortal Kombat 2. A lot of the old games that we grew up with. They got the original Tekken, Street Fighter 2, just shit like that. Really cool place to go drop 25 cents, you know what I mean? And the games are still like 25 cents.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, most places have like put them up to like 50. Even there's some places that even put them up to 75 cents.
Good God.
They're like inflation. I'm like, bullshit, dude. That game's 30 years old.
Yeah.
There's no reason for inflation for that game. It's got its run.
You get tokens. It's just like the old days. You get tokens, and each token is a quarter. And, some of the games are like $1, but most of them are 25 cents. Most of this is just the joystick games are still 25 cents. The ones that are $1 are like, the interactive ones and shit like that, where, you're like riding the skateboard and whatnot.
What I'd really like to get is a Retron 3, which is it's a game console that plays Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Sega Genesis games.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And just grab my old library out of storage and just start playing old Nintendo. And it has slots. It's got slots on 3 sides of the machine. One for Nintendo controllers, one for Super Nintendo, and one for Sega Genesis controllers. So if you got the controllers, you can actually plug them into the machine and use them with the games.
That's actually really cool. I would love to have that. Of course, the only reason I want an NES is so I can play Blades of Glory. I mean, that's really the only, or sorry, Blades of Steel, not
I was
Blades
gonna
of
say
Sounds like
Blades
Blades of
of Steel.
Yeah. Blades of Steel was like the game for me when I was a kid, because it was a
Hell
hockey
yeah.
game. It was like the first real hockey game.
I've actually got the game that they're supposed to be playing in Mallrats. The NHL, was it
Mm.
90,
Mhm.
94?
Yeah, I used to have that game too. I had it for
Um,
Super Nintendo, I think it was.
I got the Sega Genesis one.
Yeah, that might have been it. I don't.
They didn't use the graphics from it, but
Yeah.
that game is pretty badass though. And
Mhm.
I'm not a big sports game guy, but
Um, I've loved the hockey games. I even used to play Madden back in the day, but not really a sports game guy either. I just finished Ghostbusters.
which
Um,
one?
the I don't know, Ghostbusters. Um,
Well, well, are you talking about like the one that was released more recently, or
yeah, the
like
one that was
old
released
school
more recently.
Ghostbusters
No,
where you
no.
had like two little figures? Let me see if I can find. So you had one dude here, you
And
had
one
another
dude
dude
here, and you
here.
had to like cross the
You had to
streams and shit.
you had to make sure you shot the streams to hit the ghost, but
Yeah,
you couldn't cross the streams because that would end the game.
right. No, the more recent one. I downloaded it for Xbox. I had it on sale for like $15, and it actually came with a little Ghostbusters outfit for your avatar, which was cool. Um, and I got to say, I give that one an A plus as well, mostly because of the story and the dialogue in the game. I mean, the gameplay is a ton of fun too.
Well, I
But
mean, it was written by
it was
Hellraiser
written.
Dan Aykroyd, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, and they got all the original all the original actors to reprise their roles for the game. So it was good stuff. Had a lot of fun playing that one. So now I've got to try and beat it on like normal and then hard because I totally played it on easy.
I always start off on normal and then jump up or jump down or whatever.
I always start on easy and then go from there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I go on normal on stuff, and then, dude, Batman Arkham City is just retarded though. It's just
Is it?
ridiculous.
I haven't played it.
The learning curve on it's not very good. Like
Mhm.
that's, I mean, I know it's a game that's been out for a long time now, but this is a problem Dave was having too, man. It's just the learning curve on it's so extreme,
I just didn't like it. I just did not like it at all.
and by the time I had already beaten the game, and I was still learning how to do things. Like I didn't know you could sort of like ratchet yourself up, jump off of buildings, and then glide.
Mhm.
And if I'd known how to do that beforehand, the game would have been a whole lot easier to do.
I hadn't played that one. I've wanted to because everybody's so gaga for it. But I have found that a lot of games that people go nuts for, I just don't like.
Well, I like it now, but
Yeah.
like I said, the learning curve on it's just ridiculous. And so when I play it now, it's not even playing the storyline. It's like I got like the Riddler challenges, and it's just to go beat the crap out of people for a little bit. It's good. It's nice therapy. It's sort of like playing GTA.
Yeah.
I used to go play GTA for just the therapy thing. You just like you beat the game already, but since it's open world, you can just still drive around and shoot people at random. And
That's why I used to play Republic Commando. I get stressed out and needed to go kill some droids. Like I just recently played BioShock. I want to say about maybe August I downloaded BioShock. And I generally like FPSs, and this one I just didn't. And
Oh yeah.
everybody says that game is, like the end all be all the shit. I didn't like it.
I am excited for Elder Scrolls Online. Like that's what I'm waiting for. I'm going to try to get on the beta for that.
That's like a Skyrim.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's Skyrim except multiplayer, pretty much.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
they're opening up all of Tamriel for it, and so you've got like you'll belong to certain There's like 3 different factions.
Yeah.
And you all fight. Did that come through?
Yeah,
What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
That was my girlfriend sending me a text.
I need to go because I need to take care of the dog. So
Yeah, I need to get to. It's getting late. I got to get up early and drive to San Antonio.
awesome.
So I will. It was a good show. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right. So with all that being said, good night, goodbye. We love you and keep the dream alive.
Good night, Internet.
Good night, everybody.